$20,000 is a lot of money to pay over a sticker for a car that is going to go down in price. They all do. Trust me, they all do. I've lost a lot of money on Tesla. Wow.
This is actually pretty sharp.
It is sharp. Wow.
This is actually pretty sharp.
It is sharp.
Sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just walking around.
This is crazy. Oh, what?
Sounds like a Tesla.
You gotta let us know. How does it feel?
Like, I don't even know what to say.
Seriously.
Does it feel good? Like,
Oh yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
wow.
People all coming out with the same voice that says this rules. It just looks crazy, and it might make you seem like somebody who loves Elon, which a lot of people might not think is a good thing. But like, if the product speaks for itself and most people are making decisions based on how happy is this going to make me, forget about the political statement it makes or whatever, how is this thing not going to sell every single unit they make for the next decade? Like, how is that not going to be the case?
100%, man. I mean, we have the fact that there's over 2 million reservations globally for Cybertruck.
Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. So those were some various clips of Tesla pumper channels on YouTube. And believe me, you can find a lot of them. And it's funny because if you look at the one clip, the guy's like talking about how much he loves Tesla. And then he goes on to say, I lost a lot of money on Tesla. Can't make this stuff up. This is his own words. And this is essentially what all the kids are watching. Moreover, you have the early delivery of a Cybertruck. There's a couple you guys can saw in the video. They essentially paid $20,000 premium in order to be one of the first people to get a Cybertruck. You're going to get the foundation edition, sort of laser etching on your car. But if that's worth $20,000 to you, so be it. But I just want to tell you guys that's the price, plus tax and fees, of course. And essentially what's really fascinating when you watch the video is they're talking about how sharp the edges of the truck are, meaning that the design may be unsafe. And it's something that I mentioned to you guys before. And these are people who love Tesla, like they can see it with their own eyes. And yet you have to convince yourself, I'm still going to buy it because it's awesome, and I'm going to pay the $20,000 premium because I really want that laser etching. Moreover, one of the sort of feeding into this culture are the premium full-time Tesla pumpers, right? I showed you guys a couple of those guys. You know who they are. And they're essentially, the way they talk about it is like, no one pays attention to specs. Everyone buys things on emotion, and these things are going to sell for a decade. And who knows? Maybe they're right. Maybe they are going to sell for a decade, and maybe people do all spend all their money all of the time on emotion. But that's not a great formula for financial success, nor is it watching these pumper channels. I get it. I really get it. These are the most popular channels on YouTube, but I got to point this stuff out. And I also want to point out some headlines to you guys. Take a look at this. Americans falling behind on auto loan payments at record pace. High prices, steep borrowing costs trigger spike in auto loan delinquencies. And this is your average American, guys. This is your average American. And the average American watches Tesla pumper channels. They think, oh my God, I have to buy Tesla because they're so cool. And then they brag about how much they lose on Tesla. And then they don't make their payments. And it's just not a formula for success, nor is this lifestyle sustainable. I hope you guys see the irony in all of this stuff. Moreover, this is another headline coming out December 22nd, 2023. Revenge spending drives ballooning U.S. credit card balances. Americans have spent down their savings, racked up debt as the economy hums along, but experts are pondering whether consumers can keep going. And I can tell you the answer. It's not sustainable. It is unsustainable, especially when interest rates are high, right? You can't keep putting money on your credit cards forever. We'll read some more details here. American consumers continue to splurge in 2023, boosting the economy with revenge travel. So that's essentially you're locked up in your house all the time during COVID, and now you want to go and see the world, which is completely understandable, right? I mean, guys, I really get it. Being locked up is no fun. But the thing is that not only do people want to go out and travel like crazy, the prices are elevated because everybody wants to do it. Same with Taylor Swift tickets are on here as a list. Those things are really expensive this year. I think there are some crazy numbers of like, $500 to $2,000, something like that. And I think if you want backstage passes, that kind of stuff, even more. And then you also have expensive restaurant meals was mentioned here. And then it says, but a lot of it was funded with debt. And then here's some more details on this. Credit card balances in the U.S. increased by about 4.7% to $48 billion in the third quarter alone, pushing the total to $1.08 trillion, according to the New York Federal Reserve. and that's the highest total. And this is in the data going back to 2003. So essentially, we're talking about the highest amount of credit card debt in 20 years. So this is a real thing. Moreover, this is another recent headline just came out yesterday. As student loan collections restart, millions are not yet paying. The actual numbers are, I guess, 60% are paying, right? So the majority are, but then 40% are not paying. And this is just the indication you put all this stuff together. People aren't paying their auto loans. People aren't paying their school loans. People are charging too much money on their credit cards. And moreover, the most popular channels are YouTube, are the pumping channels. I want to show you some more clip of the guy who says he's lost a lot of money on Tesla. Take a look for yourself.
So I'm not going to be taking a lot of trips in this, but when I do supercharge, which I do have 6 months for free supercharging, I'm going to use that. And it's going to add a lot of time to my charging if I didn't go with this. Now, plus the all-wheel drive is going to be a little bit better. And the speed, this is much faster. I think the 0 to 60 in the small battery pack, I don't know, 6.2 or 6.8, which is ridiculous. That's almost like a gas car. It's not even like a Honda Civic or something. So I'm excited to get back into a Tesla. The Model Y, like I said, is my favorite car. But I sold mine 4, 5, 6 months ago, and I've been without the Tesla. Although we have our Model X, I've been without my car for a little while now, and I'm excited to get back into this, and I'm also excited not to overpay for a Cybertruck. $20,000 is a lot of money to pay over sticker for a car that is going to go down in price. They all do. Trust me, they all do. I've lost a lot of money on Tesla. It is going to go down in price. They all do. Trust me, they all do. I've lost a lot of money on Tesla.
Now, what I find so fascinating about his video, and he goes on, it's like a 20-minute video or something of that nature, but he goes on and it's very clear he's aware that other cars exist, right? He specifically mentions the Honda Civic, but the Tesla's really fast, guys, and it's awesome. And the other thing I thought was really fascinating about it is that he even talks about that he doesn't even drive that much. I think it was like 10,000 miles a year or something of that nature, because one of the incentives they're trying to get you to buy a Tesla is they're giving you a bunch of supercharging. And, if you drive a lot, then you can actually take advantage of said thing. But if you don't drive that much, it's like not really that great for you. And it's just interesting how people rationalize these things for themselves. Moreover, he said, at the end is like, I lost a lot of money on Tesla. Now, I just want to make this really clear. If you have money to spend on these Teslas and you're paying cash and this is a drop in the bucket for you, hey, no problem. Go, be my guest, knock yourself out. The issue becomes is that for the average person, though, this isn't necessarily a drop in the bucket. You're financing said thing, right? If you're financing said thing, you really don't owe said thing. And moreover, you are overpaying for what something's actually worth, even if, let's say, sticker shock is the true value of a car, and that's debatable. But you're paying well over sticker price because you're going to debt said thing, and the interest rates are really high right now. So I hope you guys understand my point of view on that. And the problem is, though, is that social media, much of U.S. culture is sort of driving you in this direction, and they make it feel like that this is normal. It's normal that all your neighbors are crazy in debt. It's normal that all your friends are crazy in debt. It's normal that everyone's buying things that they don't need. And this is real, guys. You can get a perfectly functioning car for probably half the price of what he paid. I think he paying like $47,000 to $50,000 for his Tesla. I mean, you can get a decent car for $25,000, right? You can get a decent car for less than that, actually. I mean, a lot less. But I'm just saying, if you want to get a new car, you can get a decent car for $25,000. And for a lot of people, like, they don't really see it that way. They see it as like status symbol. They see it as being cool. They're not going to get dates if they, don't drive the Tesla, etc. And, from my personal opinion, this stuff is that a car is to get you from point A to point B so that you can get to your job and get to where you need to go. And if you're dating someone of worth, or what's the right word to say, dating someone that really cares about you, they're going to care more about you and how you treat them and how nice you are and other things you have to offer them, not necessarily whether or not you drive a Tesla. That's just my opinion on that. But, who knows? Maybe in the world that you live in, if you don't drive a Tesla, you're not cool and no one will date you. Who knows? But my opinion and my experience is I did perfectly fine not even having a car and dating people, and I ultimately got married, but that's just me. Moreover, I want to point this stuff out to you guys. This is something that is very real. So you can read the headlines here. This has just come out December 21st. Tech workers had the best jobs, then came the brutal cuts. And it was interesting because when I watched the delivery of the people who took in the Cybertruck, I was telling my wife, is like, I don't know. It's like here's the conversation. We're just like, I don't know. Do you think they paid cash? And she's like, well, maybe they're tech workers. Like, we're just having a conversation about it. So you guys can make the judgment on that. I don't want to, say anything mean about the people and like that, other than the price that they paid, which I think is a lot of money. And again, if you can pay cash for said things, so be it. Great. However, the thing is like, even if you can, for many of these high paying jobs in tech, which really a lot of the high paying jobs are, job cuts have been coming. If you guys have been watching the news, that's why we watch this stuff together. Moreover, if you're a young person who's heavily influenced by these social media people, you may know this or may not know this, but this is the headlines here. December 13th, 2023, class of 2024 can't land jobs as hiring in tech and finance wanes. And it went through and gave different examples, like, someone who took a bunch of different interviews, went to good school, went to a bunch of different interviews, be it finance, be it in consulting or tech, and can yet find a job. And the reason why I put all this stuff together is I want you to understand, why you want to pay cash for things, because you just don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? If you go out and you get that loan for that Cybertruck and, with tax and fees, you're paying 130 or 140 or whatever you're paying, and you say, oh, I can make the payments now, no problem. But like, you don't own the truck, and you're saddling yourself with a ton of debt, and you're essentially, putting a ball and chain on your ankles because you got to make those payments. And if anything goes wrong in your company or whatever, you're in a world of hurt because you can't even sell it back for what you paid for it. This is a real thing. Like, these things depreciate like nuts. And I just want to point this stuff out to you, because when you put it all together and you understand the sort of macroeconomic environment that we're in, you understand the social media environment they're in, and you also understand sort of the sort of future prospects that people have, you'll sort of see the larger picture. And I hope this is helpful for you. This is what I want you to see, the larger picture, because what people end up doing is that they get kind of caught up in the moment. The moment is, these things are announced, whatever product's done to Cybertruck, just whatever cool fancy tech gear is announced, and you're like, oh my God, I got to get it before my friends get it. Then I can post on social media and brag to all my people. And the thing is, if you're not paying cash for said things with interest rates as high as they are, you're really setting yourself up for struggle and failure. I'm just being honest with you. And so that's why I always say, pay cash for things. You're going to be great. Moreover, when you pay cash for said things, you're getting a better value overall. When you borrow stuff, you're losing money on the interest. And moreover, if you pay cash for things and get a better value, you can use that money to save and invest, and you can start building wealth, opposed to buying things that are going down in value and costing you more because you're getting loans. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this stuff. I do appreciate your time, and I'll catch you next video.